This is Daniel Craig live from BBC One on why EDM doesn't sack. Instead of money and power, electronic dance music calls for unity, love, spirituality, and the joy of losing yourself in a crowd.
It brings the world together. You know, rock, I love rock. That's what I grew up with. And it doesn't bring people together like EDM does. EDM it had all these countries come to it, and there's no language barrier with it. Like, when you listen to dubstep or trance, anything, you'll get the occasional word or two in there. So it doesn't really matter what language you speak. It's about feeling the music and how it makes you feel.
This is EDM, bro. EDM's crazy, man. Pandemonium. Get it?
What's EDM?
Electronic dance music. Get with it, rookie. It's the future of music currently in the present right now.
EDM is a growing phenomenon, but with its growth of lovers came an equal growth of haters. Haters commonly associate the genre with drug use, but aside from the beliefs of many, EDM is a rich music, defined by a versatile sound quality and a sporadic history. Haters believe that heavy emphasis on remixing the EDM causes less new music to be created than in other genres. Haters also believe that EDM artists are generally less adept in music theory and classical training, and are actually less capable of creating intricate music. Haters also believe that seeing EDM artists live is not as enjoyable as seeing artists of other genres, because EDM artists use pre-recorded tracks instead of live instrumental performances. It was then in the late 1980s, a wave of psychedelic and other electronic dance musics, most notably acid house music and techno, emerged and caught on into clubs, warehouses, and free parties, first in Manchester and then later in London. Other forms of EDM also began to spread into the United States. House music is a genre of electronic dance music that originated in Chicago in the early 1980s and fanned out to other major cities such as New York, Miami, London, and Paris. Early house music was generally dance-based music characterized by repetitive 4/4 beats, rhythms mainly provided by drum machines, offbeat hi-hat cymbals, and synthesized bass lines. Electronic dance music achieved exposure when it was marketed as electronica in America during the mid-1990s. What accounts for the recent rise of EDM? Many prominent DJs credit the new avenues of spreading information that have cropped up in the past few years. I think what really changed was social media, says Tiesto. Twitter, Facebook really helped a lot. It exposed things to a whole new world. Before that, you could only hear electronic dance music on radio at night. Daytime radio would never play it. In 2011, dubstep gained significant traction in the US market by way of post-dubstep style known as brostep, with the American producer Skrillex becoming something of a poster boy for the scene. The genre is described as lurching and an aggressive variant of dubstep that has proven commercially successful in the United States. Unlike traditional dubstep production styles, which emphasize sub-bass content, brostep accentuates the middle register and features robotic fluctuations and metallic aggression. The style of bass, known as wobble or wubs, is typically produced by using low-frequency oscillator to manipulate certain parameters of a synthesizer, such as volume, distortion, or filter cutoff. The resulting sound is a timbre that is punctuated by rhythmic variations in volume, filter cutoff, or distortion. So if you don't understand any of that, that's fine, because I really don't either.
People who don't know about EDM are like, oh, that's just dubstep. I don't like dubstep. Well, that's so false. I have a list here. House, electro, dubstep, brostep, techno, trance, moombahton, disco, drum and bass music, hardstyle, trap, deep house, glitch hop, and there's so many more. I can't count them on my hands and toes. It's incredible. So if people don't give it a chance, there are so many other places you can go. And the one thing that I love about EDM, it is the only genre of music that actually, especially when I went to Ultra, this is what I noticed, brought the world together.
Some of the largest DJs in the scene have established themselves as mainstream artists. Grossing 22 million American dollars, Tiesto, the highest grossing DJ, is a Dutch musician, DJ and recording producer of electronic dance music.
I saw Tiesto at Ultra 2012. I'm not too big a fan of him, but it's a fun show. Like, obviously Tiesto is one of the biggest names in EDM just because everything he's done with music and beyond music. And it's definitely a fun show, crazy, a ton of people at a Tiesto show. It's always fun.
Tiesto, I saw him for a little bit. It was, Tiesto is one of the biggest artists on earth, when it comes to techno or whatever you want to call him, trance maybe. So there was obviously, thousands and thousands of people on this main stage. So, when I saw him, that was probably one of the most chilling people that I saw because of how many people came to see him. Tiesto, who, like I said, is one of the biggest in the world, there was this type of unity that came from being a part of seeing Tiesto and being a part of, United States. There was Ireland, there was someone from South Africa, Brazil, everywhere, and it was just this incredible feeling that, it's unexplainable.
Steve Aoki, another prominent DJ and owner of his own record label, Dim Mak, grosses $12 million a year.
Alright, Steve Aoki, he's a crazy dude. I saw him at North Coast in Chicago. He's really not like a DJ at the time, he's more just like an entertainer. He plays some music and then just pumps up the crowd. He sprays champagne everywhere and jumps in the crowd. And the crowd surfs non-stop. He fist pumps like crazy and is just jumping everywhere. And then, of course, his specialty, cakes someone. There's actually a girl at school who got caked. I think that's really cool. I don't know why he does it. He just throws a cake at someone's face.
He put on the best show that mostly any of the other people that I saw did. People who know Steve Aoki, he throws cakes at people, he's very interactive. He threw a raft into the audience and jumped in it, There was a blow-up, what's it called, whale that was floating through, it was incredible. The one thing that I like that Steve Aoki did that most of the other artists didn't was he introduced 3 new songs that he had just come out with. Like, I even looked them up, they're not online yet. He just made these probably on the way there. And he was so funny. Like, there'll be little times where he just speaks to the audience too, for like a second or just says something and he'll make everyone start dying, and everyone respects Steve Aoki. If you follow him on Twitter, on Instagram, everyone, all the other artists, flock around him too because he's so funny, he's so cool. And, it's kind of like when you're there watching him, you kind of already know him.